Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro.
Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you also follow me on all my social media platforms to stay connected with all Keek on the Mic news. So, Bears fans, before I go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I just want to remind you guys that I will be going live on YouTube tonight starting at 5 p.m. PST. Make sure you come on and join me and engage with me tonight on this live stream on YouTube. It's going to be a very fun show. So I definitely don't think you guys should miss this one. So, Bears fans, with the Chicago Bears reporting for training camp on July 25th, I feel like this was the perfect opportunity to come on here and go over the 5 players to watch during training camp. Later this week, I will also be posting the biggest storylines to watch during the Chicago Bears training camp. But today, we're just going to focus on the 5 players to watch during the Chicago Bears training camp. And as usual, as I'm going through the list of these 5 players, feel free to comment down below the 5 players that you are watching as the Chicago Bears begin training camp as soon as next week. And it's super exciting. Chicago Bears football is almost back. Number 1 on my list is wide receiver Velus Jones Jr. And Velus Jones Jr. to me is one of the most intriguing players on the Chicago Bears roster because there's no denying that he had a rough start to his rookie campaign. He had a couple of botched fumbles in the return game as a special teamer. Then he really started turning it on at the end of the season, not only as a return man for the Chicago Bears, but as a lethal offensive weapon for Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense. So I'm really intrigued to see how he takes that momentum and carries it into this season, into Chicago Bears training camp. I'm just really excited for Velus Jones Jr. I feel like at times he is just kind of like the forgotten man on the Chicago Bears offense, especially considering that we have DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and Chase Claypool, and now Tyler Scott as offensive weapons for Justin Fields on the Chicago Bears offense. But I feel that if Velus Jones Jr. is used the right way and Luke Getsy is creative in ways in using him, I think he can definitely be an X factor for the Chicago Bears offense. So I'm definitely rooting for a guy like Velus Jones Jr. in training camp. And it's definitely someone that I'm going to keep a close eye on as we go through training camp, preseason, and as we go into the season for the Chicago Bears. Number 2 on my list is linebacker Jack Sanborn. I am super excited to watch Jack Sanborn play this season. This guy really popped off the scene for the Chicago Bears defense last season. We all know that he went undrafted, so it's a really cool story. But I feel like why I'm so intrigued by Jack Sanborn, now that we have signed Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, the pressure is kind of off on Jack Sanborn. He doesn't have to worry about being the best linebacker on the Chicago Bears defense. He can just go out there and play football, right? And just have fun with it. So I think Jack Sanborn, I think he's going to carry the momentum he had in his rookie season, where he was one of the best players on the defense side of the football, to me personally, on the Chicago Bears defense. And I feel like he is going to have a pretty good year, but I think it all starts with training camp. So I'm intrigued to see if he's improved, what he looks like during training camp. So this is another guy that I'm really going to keep a close eye on during these training camp practices for the Chicago Bears. Bears fans, number 3 on my list is defensive end Dominique Robinson. I know that we're all been talking about if the Chicago Bears should in fact sign another edge rusher, and I think it's because of guys like DN Dominique Robinson, why Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears organization are playing the waiting game to actually bring in another edge rusher. I think Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears are really intrigued to see Dominique Robinson, even guys like Trevor Gibson work. I know that we added guys like Rasheem Green and DeMarcus Walker as well. But out of all the edge rushers on the defense side of the football, Dominique Robinson is the most intriguing to me. I know that we've talked a lot about Robinson here on the podcast. We all know this is only going to be his third season actually playing the position, so he's still very new. He's still learning how to play the position, and I think he's only going to continue to get better as a football player. I know that he has high expectations in himself. I know that last season wasn't the best. He started out fast, 1.5 sacks against the San Francisco 49ers, and then he just went missing, which is expected. The game caught up to him. It was super fast for him. And like we mentioned, he was still learning the position. But I know that he's been working hard. Like I said, he has high expectations for himself, and he has all the qualities and tools to be a very good defensive end or slash edge rusher in the NFL. And I know that Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears organization and the coaching staff on the Chicago Bears are looking forward to seeing if he's actually improved this upcoming season. And so am I. And this is one of the guys that during training camp, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. I know during training camp, the pads will officially come on. Not something that we don't get to see during the early stages of practices. But now that we're going into training camp, now the pads can come on for the offensive line and defensive line, and we're going to see if he's actually improved this offseason. If he has, that is really good news for Ryan Poles and this defense. So this is going to be one of the guys I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. And once again, I am definitely rooting for a guy like Dominique Robinson. Number 4 on my list is rookie running back Roschon Johnson. I think Roschon Johnson is definitely going to compete for the starting running back role for the Chicago Bears offense. And we all know that we have a loaded backfield on the Chicago Bears offense. We have Khalil Herbert, we have Dante Foreman, and now we have rookie running back and Roschon Johnson. I think he was the forgotten man while attending Texas because of Bijan Robinson. But this guy is legit, and I think he's going to offer a lot for the Chicago Bears offense. And I think he is definitely going to push a guy like Khalil Herbert for the starting role on the Chicago Bears offense. So this is a guy that all Bears fans should be keeping a close eye on. I know there's a lot of Bears fans that are excited about Roschon Johnson, and I'm definitely hopping on that bandwagon because I cannot wait to see what he offers to the Chicago Bears offense. And it definitely starts during training camp. So keep a close eye on running back Roschon Johnson during Chicago Bears training camp. And last but not least, the 5th player on my list is wide receiver Tyler Scott, which is also a rookie out of Cincinnati. This guy to me is going to be electric. I know that I've already added wide receiver Velus Jones Jr., but Tyler Scott is going to bring a unique aspect to the Chicago Bears offense. I feel like now that you have a guy like DJ Moore, you have Darnell Mooney coming back, and Chase Claypool, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for a guy like Tyler Scott. I think he will take the top off the defenses when we want to go deep. He will be that legit vertical threat for Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears offense. And much like Velus Jones Jr., I'm excited to see the creativity that Luke Getsy uses when we're involving Tyler Scott in this offense, because there's going to be many different ways you can use a speedster like Tyler Scott in this offense. And overall, the more the merrier, Bears fans. I think the more weapons that Justin Fields has, the better for the Chicago Bears offense, and obviously the better for Justin Fields' development, and obviously, hopefully, Justin Fields takes that next leap. So this is definitely a guy that I'm rooting for. This is definitely a guy that I'm excited to watch during training camp. I think as he gets more involved in this offense, as he gets more comfortable in this offense, and as he continues to build that relationship with Justin Fields, which starts in training camp, I think he's going to be an explosive weapon for the Chicago Bears this season. So keep a close eye on Tyler Scott. So Bears fans, those are the 5 players that I'll be watching during the Chicago Bears training camp. Obviously, there's a couple of other names that I forgot to mention during this video that are not actually a part of my 5, but they're kind of like just honorable mentions. Some other names that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on is linebacker Noah Sewell as well, the rookie linebacker out of Oregon. I feel like they're going to use Sewell more as an edge rusher, which is going to be really intriguing to see how that works for the defensive line, and we'll see how it works. I know he has experience doing that while playing at Oregon, so I'm excited to see how they use Noah Sewell on this defense. And then honestly, I'm just going to add wide receiver Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool as well. We all know they're on contract years, both of them, so they're going to kind of be competing to see who gets that big contract extension. So I'm definitely rooting for both of them because, like I said, the better that those guys do, the better it will be for Justin Fields. And then I know a lot of you guys will also say, how about Darnell Wright? I'm also going to be keeping a close eye on our top pick in this year's draft in Darnell Wright. Hopefully he can hold it down on the right side of the offensive line, because once again, if he does his job, that's obviously good news for Justin Fields. So overall, Bears fans, once again, those are the 5 players that I will be watching during the Chicago Bears training camp. Before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. Which 5 players are you going to be keeping a close eye on during this season's Chicago Bears training camp? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. And also, don't forget that I'll also be going live tonight on YouTube starting at 5 p.m. PST. I hope to see you guys all there. But other than that, back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.